Charles Eisenstein and just talking about some things and wanting to see where he's at with the Bernie situation right now.
Yeah.
Tell us how you feel, Charles.
Okay. And
What
I won't look at the
things
road. I'm just going to talk to this.
Don't look at the road.
You do the driving.
I'm going to do the driving.
Yeah, so I think that the election gave people hope that change could come from within the system through the electoral process, and that democracy could somehow be rescued using the forms and rituals that exist today. I think, and it didn't happen, partly because of the way that the electoral system is structured. And I think that this is part of this, the disappointment that's arising from that in a lot of people is part of the disintegration of the current narrative or the story of democracy that we have right now, and that it will incite a deeper level of radicalism, because really democracy has to be more than ticking off choices in a box every few years. And the potential for something much more participatory is opened up by the failure of what we have right now. So I think a lot of Bernie supporters aren't going to vote for Hillary. A lot of them will, but a lot of them won't too, because of, in fact, I won't. I don't know, maybe if Elizabeth Warren is her running mate, but maybe not even then. You know, it just doesn't feel good, and I want to align with what feels in flow, and not make choices in life because I think I have to. You know, like I want to do things that really make me feel joyous. So, and also in countries where elections are rigged or biased or unfair, it's a legitimate choice to boycott the election and to not vote for anybody. And I think that in this upcoming election, a protest non-vote is a really viable option.
And would that increase the chances of Trump winning then? And that's pretty scary.
Yeah. I don't think that Trump is that much more scary than Hillary.
Right.
I mean, he says a lot of
agree.
scary shit, but as far as like,
he might actually be.
Yeah, like who's going to be the more effective helmsperson on the world-destroying machine and the imperialistic project? That's probably Hillary. Who's going to be more effective in extending neoliberalism to every corner of the globe? Who's going to be more effective in perpetuating the war machine, the military-industrial complex, and in maintaining American empire? That would probably be Hillary. So, one thing we're finding out, though, is that no matter who's elected, their range of action is pretty highly circumscribed. There's a certain, even, Obama, elected with a lot of high expectations, went about appointing Wall Street people, Monsanto people, like basically everybody from the establishment, and didn't really do anything radical. And I think that the way that the system is set up right now makes it very difficult to do anything within that system. There has to be a point of breakdown before new things can arise. When the center can still hold, then the things on the margins that are alternative and holistic, they stay on the margins. But when the center collapses, there's a vacuum that brings new things in. And I think that, we're seeing the beginning of that in this election, the beginning of the collapse of the center. The two parties are both in serious crisis. And this might be the last election of this era. I think, and especially given the fact that another economic crisis could happen quite soon, aside, and not to mention other kinds of crises. We could be in a situation where all bets are off and the unthinkable becomes thinkable. For example, what I think we should have is a constitutional convention, which is much bigger than, an amendment to get money out of politics or something like that. And almost any reform that is thinkable in the current understanding of what's practical is not nearly enough. All right. Yeah.
Thank you, sacred economy leader Charles Eisenstein, for your wisdom. Into the vacuum we go.
What are you collecting those for?